scene. Jim Friedel in Hoboken said it appeared to bank sharply and smash directly, perhaps purposefully, into, oh my goodness,
oh God,
there's another one. Oh my goodness, there's another one.
This seems to be on purpose.
Oh my goodness, now it's obvious, I think, that
voicemail she left him just before boarding the plane.
She wanted me to pick her up from the airport, and she said I'd bring her a coat. It is hard to believe that a man of my age will cry suddenly.
Sex offender and absent for most of her life. And at 12 years old, Connolly was sent to boarding school for delinquent children. This was Tracy Connolly's wedding in 2003 to baby Peter's father, but she would soon begin cheating on him with Stephen Barker. Connolly and Barker moved here to Tottenham, where the abuse began. His mother did her best to hide his injuries, smothering his face with chocolate on occasions to cover the bruises.
Tiny bit of panic creeping in here, and people are reporting bangs as explosions. There's no confirmation of other explosions, but certainly every government building in Washington has been closed, and the staff of these buildings have been told, look, go home. It doesn't matter how you get home, just go home. Try not to use cars because the roads are totally blocked, but go home.
These are some of the first glimpses of life underground for 33 Chilean miners who've been trapped for more than 3 weeks. Now that they know it may be months till
image shows how bad it has become. The body of one small boy, cradled in a Turkish police officer's arms. He was from Kobani in Syria. His boat sank last night on the way.
Oh my God.
Stuck in a large cavernous area, big enough for heavy equipment. Waving and smiling into the camera, the men send video messages.
Okay, go ahead.
I say the hole takes about, looks like 6, 7 floors were taken out. And there's more explosions right now. Hold on, people are running.
Hold on just a moment. We've got an explosion inside.
The building's exploding right now. You got people running up the street.
Okay.
Hold on, I'll tell you what's going on.
Okay, just put Winston on pause there for just a moment.
Okay, the whole building just exploded some more. The whole top part.
Okay.
The building's still intact. People are running up the streets. Am I still connected?
Winston, this would support probably what Libby and you both said, that perhaps the fuselage was in the building that would cause a second explosion such as that.
That's what just happened then.
That certainly.
Yeah, people are running up.
We're getting word that perhaps.
Okay, hold on. The people here everybody's panicking.
All right, Winston, Winston, let me put Winston on hold for just a moment.
Okay, I don't know how much longer we're staying. I'm inside of a diner right now.
Well, Winston, you know what? If you could give...
And have been saying that until we get more information, you really can't take it too much further. Well, this is exactly the sort of information that one would be looking for. First of all, this change of direction. Secondly, the switching off or the stopping of the transponder messages. One can speculate a million reasons why, but other systems at that point could have been switched off. In the last few hours, I've been asking 777 pilots about how easy it is to... Obviously, the transponder's very easy to switch off, but things like the ACAR...
Rescue on a Turkish beach. One of the thousands of migrants and refugees from the war-torn Middle East and Africa who have perished in a desperate attempt to find a...
Maybe it has to do with just the fact that this is a moving target. Think about the plane coming into this area if the theories are correct. They draw a grid down here to search for this plane all out across the water, and the grid is huge compared to the plane. We're showing the plane so you can see it here, but it would actually be just a speck in all of this. They don't know when the fuel ran out on this plane. If the fuel ran out early, it could have gone in way up here.
London Hospital, where baby Peter's short life ended and where the full horror of this tragic case unfolded. He was admitted to accident and emergency in August 2007.
Knows he's in trouble on that one, and everybody's starting to run when they see Tower 1 falling to the ground. And when you're running like that, just in fear for your life, you have no idea how close that is behind you.
You don't dare look back.
And it's just coming from every street. Look at that.
Leaders of Germany, Italy, and France are calling on all 28 EU nations to take in their, quote, fair share of refugees.
We just need the politicians to listen to their hearts, act like human beings.
While European leaders argue over what to do,
families of Malaysia Airlines flight MH370, days of waiting turned to weeks, and now almost.
Oi, lad, let's go, man. I'm not standing much of this. Come. Oh, boy!
It's been days. Desperate families stranded outside a train station in Budapest. No answers, no help, nowhere to go.
In a cemetery in North London, a tiny gravestone bears the simple first name initial of an anonymous victim. But the lifting of this court order now... Oh my God. Oh my God.
We've had an attack.
Christine, who was talking to a second ago. Jennifer, did you see this happen?
Hello?
Did you just see this happen, Jennifer?
Matt, I've never seen any. It looks like a movie. I saw a large plane, like a jet, going immediately headed directly into the World Trade Center. It just flew into it, into the other tower, coming from south to north. I watched the plane fly into the World Trade Center. It was a jet. It was a very large plane. It was going fast. It went past the Ritz-Carlton Hotel that's being built in Battery Park. It flew right past it, almost.
Alert. The FBI extremely concerned that there would be additional attacks. Normally when you have a situation like this, they immediately get on the line with the CIA, the various intelligence agencies, trying to get a sense of who might have been planning something. But right now, the first order of business is to protect against a second attack, third attack. The feeling is normally when you have this kind of situation, there will be more attacks almost immediately.
Let's go to the trade tower again, because, John, we now have a... What do we have? We don't...
It looks like a new plume, a new large plume of smoke.
No, it may be that something fell off the building. It may be that something has fallen. We don't know, to be perfectly honest. But that is what you're looking at, is the current. That's the scene at this moment.
Flying without these transponders.
Yes, sir. Certainly the plane could fly without a transponder. And the question is, was it flying without communication because it had to, or was it flying on purpose and pilots were taking it somewhere? Typically, terrorism would be catastrophic. It would end with a bomb in flight. It would end with a crash whenever they wanted to crash it. But the timing, the hour and a half, that sort of coincides with the amount of standby power that if the airplane went.
Wang prays for the families of Flight 8501.
Saved by the Norwegian Coast Guard today. On dry land, Austrian police.
Think it's safe to be here, Kurt? Probably not. Oh my God, if somebody's mangled. Out! Get out!
Now, behind this is the story of the transponders. What we know is the plane was last officially seen and verified, if you like, just as it entered Vietnamese airspace from Malaysian airspace on its way towards Beijing. The transponders then stopped working. We don't know why. It was then tracked on what's known as a primary radar, but the primary radar does not have the same level of sophistication, cannot pick up exactly what plane it is.
Including a broken back and fractured ribs. Inflicted by a man who should have cared for and protected the toddler. But then Stephen Barker had a history of sadism, of torturing both people and animals. Abused and brutalized himself.
For their parents, for their children to come home. Today, it's all gone.
Nobody talks about it. What will they?
He also prays every day for his mother, one of 239 souls on MH370 still missing. Will Ripley, CNN.
Could they be debris from Flight 370? This time, it's 122 objects floating in the southern Indian.
You are a human. We are a human. You have kids. We have kids.
Anguish.
Oh, another one just hit. Something else just hit. A very large plane just flew directly over my building, and there's been another collision. Can you see it? I can see it on the shot.
Oh my.
Something else has
You know what?
and
We
that
just
looks more
saw
like
a plane circling the building.
It is in the other building.
We just saw a plane circling the building.
Bomb? Think it's safe to be here, Kurt? Probably not. Oh my God, if somebody's mandate.
The South Tower comes down.
Good.
But the photo we're going to show you has quickly resonated across the world as a heartbreaking symbol of an utter human catastrophe that we can't close our eyes to. War-torn Middle East and Africa who have perished in a desperate attempt to find a new life in Europe. But even for those who survive, a rude awakening awaits in countries that are moving to close their doors. NBC's Kelly Cope.
Area, big enough for heavy equipment. Waving and smiling into the camera, the men send video messages to loved ones at home. They relay messages of hope and their desire to return to their family.